Yeah, good morning, Bang Bang Ray Hill. Um, this morning about 6 o'clock, I got a phone call from a mate of mine from the fruit market and telling me to watch um, a YouTube video from Yammy and Kelly McLean, Lenny McLean's daughter. So I'm excited. I'm excited because he hadn't said nothing to me, but he said watch it, because now I'm thinking, oh, something's come. It's got to be something to do with me, isn't it? So I'm going for it, and it's a good. But it's before I say what I've got to say, I went to the very end, and it's a good video. He's done really well. He's got to say things, but I think he should have given her a bit more time to talk. You could see that she was a little bit peed off of him getting interrupting and getting shouting a bit high. But anyway, you could see that he was trying to go there. And the first one was when he said to her about Lenny being done for the murder and being in Wandsworth prison and also Brixton. And she said, that's right. And he was in somewhere else. And then anyway, then he's trying to goad her to say that. He said, was he also in the hospital at Brixton? Well, because, and then she said, yes, my mum went to see him lots of times there. And when she used to go and see him, he was gonged out. He was in another world. He was just, they just giving him so many drugs to knock him out, yeah, which is understandable with Lenny, I suppose, being a big man like he was. So, and that's because, and because she said that to her, and she said yes, Lenny was in the hospital and he was gonged out. You can see Yammy's face change, because I've always said that I was in hospital and I see Lenny, who was gonged out on a chair, and this guy was taking the mickey, and I walked around and bashed him up, not bashed him up, give him a clump, yeah. So Yammy wanted her to say no, he was never there, because it was then it'd be part of his lying. Ray's lying again. Ray was lying. So that was that, yeah. But I had to go through it to see if there's anything else, and you could see he was trying to goad her to say things, yeah. And then he got onto the unlicensed fighting game and saying this and about people writing letters and how she feel about that, and people lying about Lenny, and he's trying to goad her, isn't he? And then he was talking about Cliff Fields, and she was talking about Cliff Fields and Roy Shaw, the fights and this, and and Lenny was this and Lenny was that, how many fights Lenny had, and Lenny never lost many, and all this, that, and the other, yeah. And then you can see Yammy was wanting to say it, but he had to get round it, yeah. But he couldn't. So he had to say, there's people who say things in letters and not letters on YouTube and comments and do videos and do podcasts and always bring Lenny up and people, and she had to say, she can't say anything else. When I get them letters, when I get them them views, them comments from people, I have to just turn them off, shut them off, because I don't want to know they're lying or whatever, yeah. But she can't say nothing else because she doesn't know. She doesn't know. She might have been a baby. She was only maybe not even born when I was unlicensed fighting with Lenny and Cliff Fields and Johnny Waldron and these sort of people, and Columbos and all these. She wasn't even born. She wasn't even there. Yammy wasn't even there. Yammy wasn't even there. Like this. They don't know. They don't know, yeah? They got to remember that I'm one of the old school. I'm 74, mate. I was in there. I was in these unlicensed fighting. I was fighting. I was there with all these people. So they don't know. They don't know. And then which I think was a little bit not disrespectful. She can say what she likes about Frankie Warren. And she's saying about Frankie Warren, Frankie Warren called my dad a bully. Frankie Warren, he knew Lenny better than anybody. As I say, she was only a baby, yeah. Frankie Warren knew Lenny better than anybody. Without Frankie Warren's Lenny's cousin. Without Frankie Warren, Lenny would never been in the Lock, Stock, Two Smoky Barrels and all them films that he was on, yeah? He would never been there. he would never been known on the unlicensed fighting because he wasn't no good at it, yeah. They made him to be somebody he isn't, yeah. And a lot of people have done big YouTubes about him. I have as well, yeah. So, you know, Lenny wouldn't have been no one or nothing because it was only through Frankie Warren that Lenny become who he come, and Frankie Warren maybe become who he come through Lenny McLean. You know, it's like the papers got involved because of what Frankie Warren pushed it that far. You know, the film Box On, I'm on it. You know, like, it's one of them things that no one knows about it but me, yeah? And, you know, I'm sort of like saying to myself, you know, everyone tries their hardest to goad people about me and the unlicensed fighting and all this, that. They don't know. They ain't got a clue. They don't know because there ain't many of us alive anymore. And the ones that are a bit gone in a nut, yeah? So, as you know, she said, a good professional will always beat an unlicensed fighter, which is correct, yeah, is correct. But, you know, she said, because it's all Queensberry Walls, but it wasn't Queensberry Walls unlicensed fighting. You see Lenny McLean, he's had a couple of fights where his nutty people kicked him all over the floor, but he couldn't do it to someone like Cliff Fields. He couldn't do it to someone like Johnny Waldron. He couldn't do it to someone like Kevin Paddock. He done it to Roy Shaw, but you got to remember Roy Shaw beat Lenny as well, you know. I think the other fights were get-ups, actually. I do feel that there were get-ups between Roy Shaw, you know, Frankie Warren. You know, I don't think Roy Shaw could have been beat that easy. But anyway, it happened, it's unlicensed fighting. So, it was a good video. It was a good video. Yammy didn't get what he wanted to get. It was a goad. It was trying to get her to say things about me, but what can she say? She's only a child. She wasn't maybe even born. She doesn't even know nothing about unlicensed fighting. She wasn't even there, you know. And the people that are there, most of them now are dead. They can't say anything. It's only what people do and say on YouTube. It's only them things, you know. And what I say, people, oh, he's a liar. But how do they know? Because they're not even there, they don't know nothing. Anyway, it was a good video. He done well, Yammy. I think it was a good video. He did go over the top a little bit where he wouldn't let her talk, over talked her. Shouted a few times, a bit heavy over her. And she's got bipolar and this, that, and we don't really need them to do that, you know what I mean? Anyway, a good video. Bang, 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 nice one.